It's time for a little comedy, a little content, and a lot of conversation. It's the Geno Jones Show, exclusively right here on YouTube. Now here's your host, Geno Jones.
Hey, what's happening, everybody? It is showtime. I need to reach over here and grab something. Forgive me. Come here. There we go. The Geno Jones Show. I'll come to you live Monday through Friday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern, 5:30 Chicago, 3:30 p.m. live in Los Angeles, and everybody on the West Coast. So, everybody you know, spread the word. Tell them to subscribe to the Geno Jones Show YouTube channel. Subscribe, share, screen grab, rip some of the video, like, binge watch all my back episodes. Please leave your comments in the comment section. And once again, it is so important that we all support Black-owned media. If you love the show, if you love speaking truth to power, or having a show and a host that speaks truth to power, as my grandmother said, tell the truth, shame the devil. That's what we do here, along with the entertainment. We use entertainment and humor, and just current events, just discussing topics that are in the news or just being talked about around the water cooler, among friends in the barbershop and the hair salons. We are here for you. We're here for the culture. We're all we got. Yes, we are all we got. Or you could say, I guess my English teacher would say, we are all we have, but we're all we got. But the truth is, we're all we need. So please feel free to support my media company, Geno Media, and the Geno Jones Show. If you would like to be a sponsor, if you'd like to advertise, I'd love to have you. Just reach out to me via Gmail, GenoJonesShow@gmail. That's the address. Just what you see, not the Geno Jones Show at Gmail, and I'll reach back out to you. Or you can cash app at $Dad G Jones. That's $ capital D lowercase a d capital G capital JONES. $Dad G Jones. You can Zelle me just Geno Jones. That's how you spell it, and then type in for the phone number to search via phone number. Type in 843. That's all you need to do. It'll take you to my Zelle. And feel free to make a contribution, financially support the show, make a donation, angel investor, doesn't matter. No donation is too small or too large. Thank you very much. Speaking of sponsors, the Geno Jones Show brought to you by the Crate Group, one of the top nonprofits in America. Shout out to Mr. Kendrick Bannister. You can check out the Crate Group. Learn more about this nonprofit if you are looking for a nonprofit to invest into, or to bless, to support financially, that is truly doing great work, as they say, doing good in the hood, in the neighborhood. They've been doing good in many neighborhoods for over 3 decades now. CRATE, the Crate Group, on Facebook and on Instagram. No, I don't know if they're on Instagram. No, thecrategroup.org. That's their website, thecrategroup.org, O-R-G, thecrategroup.org. And shout out to City Vibes Bar and Lounge, the ultimate adult night spot. Shout out to Corey and Kenya Williams. 7 nights a week, they have something going on, including this incredible Sunday brunch, all day Sunday brunch. You can check them out on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Yes, City V like Victor, I, B as in baby, E-S, City Vibes. And I want to shout out the Taste of the Islands. If you love Caribbean cuisine, a Jamaican man, they got the Jamaican, they got the oxtails, they got the jerk chicken, they got the plantain, they got all the Caribbean food that you love. So check them out. Shout out to Sonia and Preston, the owners, and they give back to the community so many times. So big shout out to Sonia and Preston. And shout out to Larissa and everybody at the Taste of the Islands over there. They're in the West Ashley neighborhood on Skylark Drive, 630 Skylark Drive. It's a strip mall that's got, is that a Food Lion? I think it is. Supermarket, but you can't miss it. Taste of the Island, 630 Skylark Drive in Charleston, South Carolina. All right, so And big shout out to CM Transportation, one of the early sponsors of the Geno Jones Show. They have a huge event coming on, and we're going to be talking to the CEO, Miss Carissa Carter, very soon. Let me start off by explaining something to everybody. Racism is a tool. Sexism and misogyny is a tool. It's a tool, it's a distraction, it's a tactic. All right? Now, let me just speak to the red Maga hat wearing, flag flying cult members. I've been telling you for years that Orange Hitler and that whole MAGA cult of billionaires, they don't like you. They despise you. They can't stand you. They look down upon you. They don't give a shit about you because they look at you as a white person, poor, working class. What's your problem? This whole system, just America as we know it, it was created and designed for wealthy white men, landowners. That was written in the original Constitution, the only people who could vote and had power. Wealthy white male landowners, not poor working class white folks. No. White male landowners. Back in the 18th century when the Constitution, the original Constitution was written, that meant wealthy white men, i.e. today, billionaires. But those same wealthy white men who wrote the original Constitution, who now are billionaires, and they have basically bought and paid for many politicians to write and pass legislation to make them rich and to try to completely destroy the federal government and all of the government programs that took the majority of America, including the majority of white Americans, out of poverty. But once again, they have to distract you. MAGA cult members, my poor and working class white folk out there watching, see, they have to distract you. They use racism. They use the racism. It's like catnip. It's like crack is a drug. It's a tool. And they use the tool on you. You've been hoodwinked. You've been bamboozled. You've been led astray. They have run amok on your mind, your body, your soul, and your spirit. And they've got you to buy into the racism and the sexism and the misogyny. It's all a tool. It's a tool to take your money and to take total economic and political control. Race, gender, sex, all that stuff is used to create fear and distract you, while the billionaires are taking your money and gutting and destroying every anti-poverty and social program. And what are they doing with that money? They're giving it to themselves. They're billionaires, but that ain't enough. 4 million, 4 billion, 10 billion, 40 billion, 50 billion, 100 billion, 200 billion, 250 billion. Ain't enough for these people that have no soul. These same people that say empathy is a sin. There's a book that's called Empathy. Literally, it just came out a couple weeks ago. You can Google this. The title, The Sin of Empathy. Let me say that again. The book title is called The Sin of Empathy. Not the sin of bigotry, hatred, anti-Semitism, anti-Islamic, anti-Muslim hate, not sexism, not homophobia, transphobia. None of that. not greed and narcissism and selfishness. No, that to them is not a sin. The sin is empathy, having empathy, compassion, and humanity. That is the sin. These billionaires, many of them, feel this way. All these billionaires is part of the Maga cult, from Elon Musk to Jeff Bezos to Mark Zuckerberg. And a guy who I want to introduce to you, a guy named Howard Lutnick. Howard Lutnick is the Commerce Secretary, or I'm sorry, he is the Treasury Secretary. So he is responsible for the monies, the Social Security checks, things like that. So Howard Lutnick, who is the Treasury Secretary of the United States, who's worth $4 billion, with a B, $4 billion, recently said on camera that, you know, if my 94-year-old mother-in-law, if she didn't receive her Social Security check at the beginning of the month, she wouldn't complain. She would be okay if she missed her Social Security check. She would just wait to see if it comes next month. And he said the only people that complain, those that make the most noise, are fraudsters. I'm going to say that again. The people who would complain or make noise if they didn't receive their Social Security check at the beginning of the month are fraudsters. So he's calling millions of Americans. I think 70, I'm trying to look, yeah, I'm right. 71 million people receive a Social Security check. 71 million. So if you don't get your Social Security check and you complain or you call and ask about it, or if you go to a Social Security office, even though they've shut down and closed a lot of Social Security offices. If you are complaining about your money, Howard Lutnick, you evil ass, degenerate, soulless piece of trash, less than human. Yes, I said it and I meant it, because anybody who could form their lips to say that people who would complain, who would make noise about getting their money that they have paid into an account for 30, 35, 40, 50 years almost in some cases. If you draw it all the way out, some people started getting Social Security, start working at 15 years old. That's their money. It's not an entitlement. So when you hear this cult and these MAGA cult members call it, that's an entitlement. Well, they got one thing right. Yes, you are entitled to your money. So from that standpoint, yes, it is an entitlement. And you are entitled to your money that you paid into, that was taken out of your paycheck every pay period of your life. It is not a gift. It's not a handout. Nobody's doing you a favor. And this dude is worth $4 billion. Howard Lutnick is a nut. Howard Lutnick says, well, my mother-in-law, she wouldn't complain. She would be okay if she didn't get her Social Security check. She would just wait, see if it comes next month. You know why your mother-in-law could say that? You evil, evil bastard, you. Because you, her son-in-law, is worth $4 billion. And I'm sure your wife would make sure that if your mom was just living on her Social Security check and she didn't get that check, I'm pretty confident your wife would make sure that some of that $4 billion of yours would go to your mother-in-law. But what about the mother-in-laws, the father-in-laws, the grandparents, that don't have a billionaire for a son-in-law or a son or a daughter or a grandchild or have anybody. But even if they did, that is their money. You are not doing them a favor. That is their money. Once again, the racism that was stoked, the sexism and the misogyny that was the engine that drove millions, tens of millions of people. Yes, I said it and I meant it. It drove tens of millions of people to vote for Orange Hitler and not to vote for Kamala Harris. She ain't black enough. She's too black. She's married to a white man. She locked up black men. All of these lies. Well, she is married to a white man. Who gives a shit? She is black. She's blackity black. Daddy from Jamaica. Born and raised in Oakland, California. That's pretty damn black. I don't know, Maga cult members, you may have never gone to Oakland. You probably shouldn't go. If you do, don't go wearing that red hat or either that black Maga hat. I'm just a word to the wise. I wouldn't go tripping. I wouldn't walk up to a black person and call them the N-word. Not in Oakland. No, not in Oakland. Because you might get what you're looking for, or you might get something that you really not looking for and don't want to get. Racism, sexism, misogyny, homophobia, transphobia it is a tool. It is a distraction. It is just a con to separate you, poor and working class white America, to separate you from your money. And here's the proof. A white dude, just look like many middle-aged or older white dudes, elderly white men in their 70s probably, beard, gray beard, balding, worth $4 billion, that said that anybody that would complain about not receiving their Social Security check are fraudsters. Somehow, receiving the money that you have paid into, getting a social security check, which is just money from an account that you have been paying into all of your working life. That is your money. That is not Howard Lutnick's money. That is your money. And Howard Lutnick had the gall with his arrogant, balding ass to sit on TV and say that anybody that would complain and make noise about not receiving a Social Security check is a fraudster. Unfortunately, we are in the find out phase. We have to round November 5th. I've been telling you for years. I've been speaking to my poor and working class white brothers and sisters. I've been speaking to all the racist MAGA cult members and been telling that you have been brainwashed and bamboozled and hoodwinked and conned that racism, it is a con game. It's been a con for centuries. Race was created, it was made up by Europeans to pit poor and working class Europeans or white people from people of color. And it has been done for centuries. And the truth is, the wealthiest, the billionaire class, who were the millionaires 100 years ago, never wanted any type of social programs, no type of anti-poverty programs, no Social Security, no Medicare, no Medicaid, no SNAP program with EBT cards to feed people who don't make enough money to pay rent and utilities and everything else, and medicine and food and buy clothes for themselves and their kids. And for Head Start, those programs and Meals on Wheels, they feel that those programs to help poor and working class people are a sin. That's why that same type of person, people with that same mentality, have written a book that's called the sin of empathy. Because having empathy and compassion and humanity, they see as a sin, as weakness. But greed, narcissism, ego, selfishness, not giving a shit about their fellow man or woman, just give it all to me. I shouldn't have to pay any taxes because I'm special, because I'm a billionaire. No, your ass was just fortunate. But these billionaires got their billions because they were subsidized by the federal government. Ooh. Some of those same poor and working class people, including white people, along with black people and Native American, Asian American, Hispanic Americans, our Latino, all of them. So you will take our tax money to subsidize SpaceX, Elon Musk, or Tesla. Do you know that Tesla and Elon Musk's company, SpaceX, almost went out of business twice? And guess who bailed them out? American taxpayer dollars. Elon Musk's companies have received $38 billion in I call it corporate welfare. Federal monies through subsidies, grants and subsidies. $40 billion Elon Musk companies have received. Elon Musk companies get $8 million a day of taxpayer money, your taxpayer money, yours and mine, subsidizing his companies like SpaceX with the damn rockets that blow up in the middle of the sky. And the death trap of a car is called Tesla, especially those Tesla trucks. Wake up. But a lot of Americans are waking up now. Even with the red MAGA hats and the flag, the red hat wearing, flag flying MAGA cult members, first of the month is right around the corner. 8 days. Checks don't hit, it's gonna hit you differently. Then you really feel and realize what people like me have been telling you all along, that these billionaires don't care, they don't give a shit about you, and they've used you and your fear and ignorance and lack of education. Why do you think Orange Hitler says he loves the uneducated? Yes, because he can lie to you and use racism and sexism and misogyny and bigotry and fear as catnip to give him and his MAGA billionaire crew the political power that you have given them, so they can take all of your money, hard-earned money that you have paid into for a lifetime, and give it to themselves and just say, F you. F you poor working class folks. Even you MAGA hat, we didn't like y'all broke ass, poor ass anyway. We just used you fools. That's what they say. Wake up. So it's all of us. You may not like black folks. You may not like Latino brothers and sisters, Afro-Latino. You may not like Native Americans, Asian Americans. Hell, some of y'all don't like yourselves. You don't like other white people. You don't like Jews. You don't like Italians. You don't like Germans. You don't like people from France. But here in America, it's the billionaires versus all of us. And the billionaires don't give a damn. They don't give a shit about none of us. Yes, you too. White MAGA hat wearing, or white racist, red MAGA hat wearing, flag flying. DEI, yeah, get rid of the DEI, which is the new buzzword code for the N-word. But see, you thought it was just gonna be the DEI folks, the N-words, that was gonna have their benefits taken away and their schools shut down, because now the Department of Education, they're trying to eliminate that, which provides money for public schools, including in poor and rural neighborhoods. White America, MAGA, your schools shut down. Pell Grants for poor and working class people of all backgrounds. Yes, including you, poor and working class, white MAGA, red hat wearing, flag flyers. So whether you like us or not, we have one thing in common, that we have a group of extremely narcissistic, egotistical, really not that bright. I'm just really kind of got lucky, or had the money to buy a company when somebody else did the work. You have a group of billionaires that don't give a shit about none of us, and they want to take away all of these social programs and take your money and make themselves rich. All right, I've wasted enough time. I got to get my guest on. She's been patient. She is the CEO of CM Transportation. She was one of the early sponsors of the Geno Jones Show. She's having a huge event. As a matter of fact, she is having an event to raise money. We're just talking about how the Department of Education has been affected, and that's going to be, and Pell Grants are going to be affected, probably already have. There are millions of Americans who were able to go to college, or their children or grandchildren were able to go to college because of Pell Grants. So she's got an incredible event happening this Saturday, and I am honored to be a co-MC. So ladies and gentlemen, without any further delay, I don't know if I got video, Miss Carissa Carter. Carissa, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, I can hear you kind of breaking up, but I don't see you yet. I know I saw you trying to log in and as a matter of fact, there we go. I know you were trying to log in, and I saw you logging in a couple times and logging back out. We still don't have your shot. Are you still on the road? All right, we lost her phone. Our signal is breaking up. Okay, hold on.
Sorry.
That's okay. There you go. I think we're gonna rebuke the enemy. There she is. There you go.
That's right. I thought I could sit on my nice, pretty PC, but today is a.
Wait, I can see you now. I can't hear you. I don't know if did you mute your mic? There you go. I hear something.
Okay.
There you are. There you go. See, we rebuke the enemy on this show. Satan is busy, especially when you're doing good. Now, if you're doing his work, he don't bother you. But when you were doing God's work, when Satan tries to intervene and throw salt in the game or throw sand in the gears, we rebuke you, Satan, with two hands and 2 feet. We rebuke your ass. Go right back to where you came from.
Yes, sir. And I live over here by the weapons station, so I think they be sending little signal blockers or something that goes. We're all set. How are you doing today, sir?
I'm doing great now that I see your smiling face. I'm so happy to get you on, and thank you for being patient. I had some things to get off my chest today, and I've been saying for a while, but specifically, super intentionally since November 6th, that we are all we got. I think it's really clear now. Well, many of us knew that, but it is crystal clear that collectively as a community and as a culture that we are all we got. But the truth is that we are all we need when we come together, truly, collectively come together. And that's the fear. The fear by those in power is that, oh my God, if Black America really comes together, and then if you got other poor and working class white Americans and Latino Americans, Native Americans, Asian Americans, those of all different ethnic backgrounds, oh snap, the game will be over. The jig will be up, and that is the fear. But there's people like you, and many of us, people like you and your company, CM Transportation, that even before everything that happened after November 5th, you were standing in the breach when the breach was small. You were standing in the breach. You had programs, mentoring programs, and you gave out scholarships to give people an opportunity, especially you would give anybody an opportunity, but you were very intentional as making sure that people that look like you and me got a chance to grow and be successful in the transportation industry, because it wasn't always like that. And your story is incredible, because you talked about when you started, folks that looked like me and you weren't in the game at all, let alone having a company. So I'm just so honored to be a part of the event you're having this Saturday. So I just, if you don't mind, talk about the event and just tie it into just your overall story and your journey, which has brought us to this point to where now you are empowered to give back and encourage and draw in other businesses and those in the community with means to make sure that we are giving back for the next generation of transportation company owners, that we can get them online.
Yeah, and it may be cliche, but one of my favorite sayings is "Be the change you want to see in this world."
Ooh, say that again.
And like you said, when my story started, and it was actually the people that looked like me weren't in administrative positions. We weren't in the roles of the we weren't the people who were signing the checks, but the faces that were looking back at me did look like me. So there were 90% of the truck drivers that I've worked with have always been African American. And once I did get into the industry, I realized how much there was to be taught, because what they did, and they were very good at it, they were career truck drivers. But it's also more to just being a truck driver. Let's talk about how you run your business. Let's talk about how your business is established. So once I was able to use my platform to say, hey, it's more than just driving a truck, then I had to extend it to there's more than just being a truck driver to be a part of the transportation and logistics industry. So there are so many youth out here that are underrepresented. And for the life of me, being a parent of 3, it's not easy. It's not easy trying to put your children through college. We start worrying about it in their high school days. How many people have heard or have told their kids, like, you got to get a scholarship to go to school. You got to get a scholarship to go to school. I hear that repeatedly. I heard that growing up because of the position that my family was in. And so if that means that I could use CN Transportation and the support system that I have, because let's talk about a support system. I want to thank you. I want to thank you and your platform. I want to thank everybody who has worked to make the expo successful, everybody who's worked to actually participate in the Joseph H. Wright Jr. Memorial Scholarship. I want to say thank you, because it does take a village. It still takes a village. And that's what I'm trying to scream from the rooftop. Like, hey, you're not out here alone. You do have other options. Just because you feel like you can't afford to go to school, there are organizations like the Trans Ed Foundation and the Charleston Truck Expo that's trying to make that possible for our youth. I mean, let's give them an alternative to, well, I can't do anything but sell drugs. I can't do anything, but maybe live off my baby mama. No, it doesn't have to be an end all be all when you graduate from high school or you turn 18, because your bank account doesn't have the money in it for you to attend a 4-year school. And quite frankly, I know after doing 12 years of school, I wasn't all keen to doing another 4 or 8 years. So my hat goes off to those who do. I'm not anti-college at all, but college is expensive, and education does not always end when you turn 18. So if you don't know any better, you can't do any better. So just to be able to say, hey, there are alternatives to doing a 4-year, to getting a 4-year college degree. The trucking, transportation, and logistics industry is here. It's here to stay. If you got it, a truck brought it. They can try to autopilot us and put, no drivers in the truck, but there still has to be, we still have to coordinate moves. We have to coordinate with warehouses. We schedule, that's the dispatching services. Freight has to be cleared through the U.S. Customs. Those are customs house brokers. There are different varieties of positions within this industry that people really don't even know about. And any large manufacturer, they have a transportation department. So some of these people that do go get 4-year degrees, their degree is in transportation and logistics, because it has to be coordinated for companies like Volvo and Michelin. And in order for imports and exports to keep working, you're going to need that transportation and logistics community. So I'm blessed to have so many like-minded people. We actually were having a small meeting tonight, so a couple of them have already arrived. I was going to say I give them a few minutes to give a shout out to to our expo committee. They hands off. I couldn't do it without them. You know, I'm not a one-woman show, even though I'm the one who gets to do the interviews and I get to speak and say, hey, this is what it's about. They took my vision as their own because a lot of them feel the same way. All of us have children. All of us are worried about our children's future. And quite frankly, the children, period, are our future. If we cannot help our youth get to the next level to establish their own self in a career, like exactly what you were saying in your monologue. You know, we don't know what the next 4 years is going to bring, let alone the next 8 years. So if we can make a difference today, it's when somebody's future in the next 8 years, you know, that's what our goal is, to be the change that we want to see. So if you do have a minute, I'd like to introduce Ms. Michelle and Darcel.
Put everybody on camera. Come on now. Come on. Listen, Carissa, come on. You family, Corey. You know, come on now. This is your home. You know that. This is your home.
These are their behind the, you know, these are my behind the scenes people who are making those phone calls saying, hey, you know, sponsor this event. Hey, make a donation for the silent auction. This is something that's positive. This is something that we're not going anywhere. You know, with God's will, we'll be around forever. So I'm going to let both of them just share a little bit about, you know, what it means to them, like why they're participating, how they got involved with this because they love me. I can answer that one from the beginning. I'll call and say, hey, Michelle, I got an idea. 2 days later, she's got a page full of questions for me and help me make that idea. Her son was actually one of the first recipients of the scholarship. He is still mapping his, you know, way through life, but he does plan on getting in the transportation and logistics industry. So at this time, I'd like to introduce Ms. Michelle Herman, and she's going to come on camera and tell you a little bit about her place in the expo.
Hey, Michelle, welcome.
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great, and you are aligned with the powerhouse with Carissa. You already know that. You know, we love Corey, and the fact that means you have to be a powerhouse because you are partnered up with a true powerhouse there with Miss Carissa Carter.
You ain't told me nothing. That's my mentor. She taught me more than a little bit. On some real stuff. She taught me how, when I came in the industry, you know, it was kind of crazy. And like she said, and in all honesty, I'm going to go back to what you said, you know, especially down here in the South, you know, 90% of our drivers were African Americans because white corporate America did not want them to be head of the supervisor warehouse position, you know, so they got stuck in trucks. And one of the things that I teach the dispatchers that I manage now is that they're human beings. People are human beings. You know, you cannot run them down. And without our drivers, there's nothing. We have nothing, you know? So the logistics goes a long way. And I'm so happy. I'm going to be there Saturday. My uncle, he's going to be speaking, and he works for Landmark Construction. And it's how everything intertwines. He pours concrete at the port. But that's still a significance because if that concrete wasn't smooth, then drivers wouldn't be able to get there. You know? So the logistics company, it's supply, and it's insane, but you have to have a heart and you have to have a strength for it. And like I said, Corey taught me a lot in this industry. And like I started in 2005 as a dispatch assistant, and I came all the way up there. I got my degree in transportation logistics management, but you can get a 4-year degree. It's not teaching you nothing because the politics change it day by day. So unless you're in that seat, you're not really going to learn. And I'm glad, like my son, she said, was one of the first to get a scholarship. And he put his heart into it, you know, when he wrote out why he wanted to do it. And you're working for yourself. Yes. It's not a 9 to 5 where these men can tell you what you can do. You are your own contractor. You do what you want to please, and they can't control you. So, again, you know, I'm going to keep it sweet and short. I'm glad to meet you, Geno, and glad to be on your show. But it's going to be an interesting Saturday, and hopefully we can get this to grow and grow throughout neighborhoods and cultures and just in general, because again, without supply chain, it's not going to happen.
Well, listen,
So
thank
I'm
you.
passing it.
I'm excited to meet
No,
you. So I can't wait till Saturday. It's gonna be an amazing an event. So thank you for your time and thank you for sharing your story.
No doubt. Thank you.
And as we're passing the phone, since my computer wouldn't cooperate, we have Miss Darcel. Now, Darcel joined our team with the last Trucking Expo, and she's been such a pleasure to work with, but she's a go-getter as well. Darcel, I'll let her tell her story, how long she's been in the industry. But all three of us that are sitting here are women that work in transportation and logistics. We do not drive a truck. We do not have a CDL, but we have a passion for people. We have a passion for our drivers, and we have a passion for our youth and our future. So again, we thank you for the platform. But now, if you would just give Darcel a moment to share a little bit of her story, just so people can see the diversity, just so people can see that, once again, it's not all about putting an African-American male behind a truck. It's not about having a white man running the company and signing the checks, because all three of us, but together, we have almost 60 years worth of experience in this industry. And once again, it's not going anywhere. So at this time, I'd like to yield to Ms. Darcel so that she can share. And I also am using this as an opportunity to let everybody else know that you're not alone on an island. Just like you met Michelle and I's relationship, it grew from working together at a trucking company, but we are not alone. You're not alone in the industry and the future. So now I have Ms. Darcel coming to you, and we are excited to have her, and we thank her for all of her hard work and for joining the Expo team.
Hey, Darcel, how are you?
How are you? Pretty good. I'm pretty good. So
welcome to the show.
Stumbled into trucking, and as I stumbled into trucking, I met these wonderful ladies. It's an industry to where you can obviously grow. I came in as a temp with my first company, and from there, it's a knack. Often as Black females are told, you can't do this and you can't do that. You can never accept the word no. Accepting the word no means that you're willing to settle. And this industry is so big, it's so lustrous. There's no room for no. And with us having the scholarship gala, we want to give the kids the opportunity to realize, hey, I came in as the way that I came in. You can do that too. There's no straightforward way. You can get into trucking school. You can get into going to college. You can get into just the know-how. And I absolutely love these ladies because they took me in. They took me under their wing. I actually work for one of the biggest steamship lines in the world right now. I work for Maersk, and the industry is just continuously booming. It's not going anywhere. If you have anything up under the sun, a truck brought it. I need everybody to understand that. I need everybody to understand that industry is not going anywhere. From pouring concrete, from bringing bricks, from bringing dirt, from unloading containers off the ship. If you have it, a truck brought it. So, with that being said, I hope to see everybody Saturday. We're going to come with bells and whistles, and we're going to have a good time.
Come on, Darcel, repping them Timberland Wolves. I see you repping your high school. I love it. I ain't mad at you. Oh, amazing.
Yeah, so we're putting our final touches on tonight, and I was on ABC News 4. They gave us they allow us to use their platform. They've been a supporter since the beginning of the Charleston Truck Expo, just like you have, Geno. And I don't even know words can't express the gratitude. I want to take this minute to also let your viewers and your fans and everybody who knows that when I said, hey, I want to have a sponsorship, I want to have a scholarship fundraiser, Geno Jones answered the call. I think on the first ring, you said, what do you need me to do? And I said, well, would you do this in honor of hosting? So I am so proud to have Mr. Geno Jones as the host for our first annual scholarship fundraiser, the first of many. Thank you for for your continued support. Thank you for staying true to yourself, your authentic self. Thank you for wanting to empower our community and for giving us this platform to let the world know that, hey, we're here. And we're taking back everything the devil stole from us. I know we're breaking glass ceilings, men, women, children, black, white, red, yellow, brown. Like if you need somebody to say, hey, we're here, we have your back. We are here, we have your back. And like Darcel said, we also like to have a good time. So we're gonna have a great time. We're gonna eat, we're gonna drink, we're gonna be merry, and we're gonna raise some money. And we are going to send 20 people to school next year. Okay, we're bypassing that 3 that we've been giving away, Geno. We're sending 20 people. Well, we're going to help them. Excuse me. We're going to assist them. The scholarships are $500. So we're going to give away $2,500 scholarships. I'm claiming it right now with the help of people like you in our community, great sponsors, great supporters, everybody who's purchased the ticket. We thank you. To my family, to the Expo committee, we thank you. And to you once again, Geno, I thank you and I appreciate you so much.
No, well, listen, full disclosure before I want you to give everybody specific details. I don't know if the event is sold out, but even when it does, we speaking that into existence. You can still support Carissa and her organization, her company, and what she's doing with these scholarships. Speaking of sponsorship, you, and I've said this on camera and I've said it off camera to you, you were one of the few companies early on who, when we got a chance to catch up with each other, you actually called me and said, Geno, I want to get a sponsorship on your show. And you had a sponsorship for an entire quarter, and then things got tight, but that quarter of a year that you had a sponsorship, it meant everything. It really came in handy from my business standpoint, personally, and it also, other people saw that, okay, you know, there's businesses that are being sponsors on the show. So, you know, I'm eternally grateful to you. You are family, you know, Miss Carter.
Yeah.
But she's family calling Corey. So, you know, we family through Pookie, Kristen. But I am, your heart, I've always said, I'm just a vessel to be used by God, higher power, whatever name you want to call. I'm just a vessel to be a blessing to other people. And you have the same attitude. That's the foundation that you stand on, that you were built upon and raised upon. So like I said, we are all we got now. And we're all we need.
We are.
But there are people like you who got that all along. Now, after November 5th, a lot more of us realized, oh, snap, we are really all we got. Like, we all we need, but damn, we really all we got. Yes. Some of us understood. Some of us understood that a lot earlier, but that's okay. And then some of us still don't get that, and that's okay too. We're not going to worry about them. We're going to focus on the people that get it and that can bless this event. So Saturday, give us the specifics, the location, the time, how people can purchase tickets, or if they want to sponsor a table, give us all the details. And even for those who may not be able to make it, they can still support the scholarship fund. Let everybody know how they can do that.
Yes, sir. You're absolutely right. So this Saturday, March the 29th, at the King's Grand Amenity Center in Summerville, South Carolina. It's right off Dorchester Road. Don't let the address scare you all. We are actually almost sold out, Geno. God is good. We have 2 tables available for sale and 20 general admission tickets. So if you have not got your tickets and you want to come out, you want to network with like-minded people, if you want to be the change that you see in this world, because it just takes one little just one person to make a change to make a change in a child's life. You can go to Eventbrite and purchase tickets. You can go to Eventbrite and purchase sponsorships. You can also make your donations. And we are also big on the community. So please, if you would like to represent your business and you would like to make a donation for the silent auction, whether it's a gift certificate for your service or if you have a product that we can auction off, that is also includes in a sponsorship, anything that you can do to help, because sometimes, like you get up and you feel defeated and it may just be $25 or $50. Please find us on Eventbrite, the Joseph H. Wright Jr. Memorial Scholarship fundraiser, Saturday, March the 29th from 6 p.m. till 10 p.m. We're going to start with some live music by Star Queen. We're going to do some networking. We're going to do some dancing. We're going to have Mayor Reggie Burgess, as well as Mr. Dean is going to be speaking, talking about their path in this industry and talking about how important it is for the youth to know that there are different outlets and there are different companies within our community that can help them get to where they need to be. So that is this Saturday, March the 29th, Eventbrite. Find us on social media, charlestontruckexpo.com, cmtransportation.com. Reach out to you. If somebody says, I missed that, Geno, how can I be a part of this? We only have 20 tickets left. 2 tables if your business would like to purchase a table. So please make a donation. Every little bit counts. Help us reach our goal of giving away 20 scholarships this year. 2024, we took a reset, we took a revamp, and I don't know if I was the only one, but 2024 kind of, it wore me down a little bit, Geno, like you were talking about, honey. So we're back in action in 2025. We're excited to announce that we are bringing the expo back this September. So I'm sure we will see you there, but we can help you. We can help you get your CDL. We can help you learn about the different avenues that you can take in the transportation logistics industry. If it's not for you, it might be for your child. It might be for your niece. It might be for your nephew. It might be for someone you know. However, the fact remains that we need you. The transportation industry needs our youth to drive those trucks, to run those warehouses, to operate those lifts and cranes at the port, to broker the loads, because the generation that's here, we're getting a little older. So some of my owner-operators I've been working with for 20 years. And how can we reach the youth if they don't know that we're there? So as a community, if we come out and you support this event and you spread the word, it doesn't have to be you. It doesn't have to be your child. It can be someone you know. But I want to thank you, Eventbrite, Joseph H. Wright Memorial Scholarship.
And Carissa, do me a favor, and then come back and give us that information again. For the viewers, let them know who Joseph H. Wright is and why you named it in honor of him.
So, as we were planning our first Charleston Truck Expo, I was riding across the bridge and I was like, okay, God, I know I have an assignment. I don't know what my assignment is. And he was like, my assignment is people. My assignment is change. So the idea was to bring everybody together in the community to teach them about our industry, to let people know what options were available. One of my best friends, this is also a relative by marriage. She was one of my sounding boards, and we talked all of the time. She lost her son that May before the expo in September. He was like a nephew to me, even though we are cousins. We are cousins, and we affectionately call him Jay. But Jay he was working on cars from the time he was 4 or 5 years old with his dad on Guatemala Island. He had the most beautiful smile and the most pleasant disposition. I never heard him raise his voice, but he knew what he wanted to do. He knew that there was money in trucking because his dad was a mechanic. His dad was, talking about opening a tow company. So probably from the time he was 15 or 16, Jay decided he was going to get his CDL. He was going to perhaps open his own trucking company, but he was going to get his CDL and he was going to be a truck driver because college really wasn't for him. So when we lost him tragically in May, I think that everything happens for a reason. So to be able to memorialize him and for us to be able to say, hey, Jay, We hear you. We saw you. We love you. And we are going to send as many people to school to get their CDL or to join this industry just like you would have. We were blessed to be, for his parents to allow us to name our scholarship after him. I knew I wanted to give away scholarships so that the youth could get into the trucking industry. I had no idea when we started planning our first expo that it would be somebody as close to me as Jay that I would be able to name the memorial scholarship after. He is very loved, and that's something else that I want to add. Social media is rough sometimes, especially for those of you all who go on like those Live 5 News posts and videos. You see how ugly the world is. You see some of the ugly comments. Jay didn't bother anybody. He wasn't a gangbanger. He wasn't a dope dealer. But there was another young man, or actually it was multiple young men out there who were trying to make a quick buck. And he was the victim of a senseless homicide. But we're here. It takes a village. He was a part of our village. He was from a loving family that supported him, and he knew what he wanted to do with his future. So we are blessed to be able to say, yo, Jay, we love you. You will forever live in our hearts. And there are some other young people out there that don't really know what they want to do. So if we can help support them and maybe even change their lives, because trucking changed my life. It changed my life. It changed my family's lives. And that's something else that I want to stress. So that is who his official name is Joseph, just like my official name is Carissa, but it was Jay and Auntie Corey. And he spent many nights on my couch. I love him dearly, love his mother dearly, his father dearly, his family dearly. And like I said, it wasn't because he didn't have any options. He had the options. And so the options that he had, we want to pay it forward, and that's also the type of young man that he was. If you needed your grass cut, if you want to clean out your garage, Jay would be like, okay, he'll help. He would always lend a hand. He was the baby boy of 5. And so when I got that telephone call that night, it also changed my life. It also put things into perspective. So at that point, of course, we didn't know that we would name the scholarship after him. But when it did hit me, and I asked his parents, and they said they would love to. They've been one of our biggest supporters. So on Saturday, they are making their donation amount, because this is something that's not only near and dear to me, but it's near and dear to them. It's near and dear to their family, to let other young people know that we are here. You are not alone. You do have options, even when you feel like you don't have options, because Jay was one of the prime examples of a young man who had already decided at 15 or 16 years old what he wanted to do. He had a plan. And we would like to push the rest of the youth who don't know if they have a plan to say, yo, that we're here and we can help you with that plan. So we love Jay. We love his family. He is family, and I say is, I keep saying is. It's hard to talk in the past tense, like I said, because it is close to my heart. But he was a blessing to whoever he came in contact with. So we would like to be a blessing on his behalf.
Well, you know what? He is here. He's not here in the flesh, but his spirit is here. His spirit is inside of you and inside of his family and everybody that says his name. That's how we keep our ancestors alive, by speaking their name and sharing their stories, because they are here in spirit. They are definitely here with us. So I just want to thank you for sharing that story. I'm glad I asked you that question, because I was gonna make sure because I was curious to know the backstory, and thank you and the family for turning pain into purpose the way you have. So just thank you for sharing that. So this is just another reason why, if you're watching me right now live, or the show, the recorded version after the show is over, we need you to go to eventbrite.com. I want Carissa calling me or texting me back, even if it's midnight, 2 in the morning, wake my ass up. You got my consent. Like, Geno, all the tables are gone. All the tickets are sold out. So once again, Eventbrite, give everybody, and is there a phone number where people can call? Give us all that information so we can sell these tables and tickets and sponsorships right now.
At 843-614-9925. That's 843-614-9925. If you have a problem accessing the Eventbrite, if you can't find us on social media, or even if you just have a question, it is a semi-formal event, so that question came up. So it's not like a black tie formal event, because once again, we're family. This is going to be a room full of love. We have a gourmet food. We're going to have a gourmet food bar. We're going to begin the evening with live artists. We're going to end the evening with DJ Trip. So that's when we're going to turn up. And you are going to be on the microphone. We're going to hear from Mr. Dean. We're going to hear from Mayor Burgess. We're going to have some items for the silent auction. But most of all, we're going to celebrate who we are as people. We're going to celebrate ourselves as a village. And we want to spread the word that our community exists. There are people who really do want to make a change. There are people who really care. As Michelle and Darcel came, this industry has been life-changing for us. It was not something that happened. It wasn't something that we prepared for. It was something that happened to us. So why not share that for somebody who is also waiting for that door to open? All you have to do is knock. We're here.
So there you go. This Saturday starts 6 p.m., correct?
Yeah.
And it's the King's Grant, what is that, event center? What is it, King?
Yes, our King's Grant Event Center off of Dorchester Road. It technically has the Somerville address, but it's in the King's Grant community, and they've been a pleasure to work for. Our event coordinator this year is Henry Smalls, and Just Show Out Events. We're going to have a cash bar. We have eight tables sold already, and we had 10 VIP tables, that were specifically allotted. So I'm even going to go ahead and surprise everybody and let them know you get the VIP table, you get a bottle of champagne on CM Transportation, just to celebrate who you are and to thank you. So Kings Grant Amenity Center, Community Center, Dorchester Road, 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. this Saturday, March the 29th. It is an all-black fair. It's a semi-formal event. And come out, show your support, change somebody's life.
Go to eventbrite.com. Joseph Wright Memorial.
Right. That's it. Joseph H. Wright Jr. Memorial Scholarship.
There you go.
The Joseph H. Wright Memorial Scholarship Fundraiser.
Or just do in your search, King's Grant event, but you got the Joseph H. Wright Jr.
I put in scholarship and it pops right on up.
Right.
It's also an event on, if you want to go find it on Facebook and just hit the button, you can. So we do, we thank everybody for their support in advance. I also want to give a shout out to my PR person, like you said, family, Miss Kristen Wright, KLM Consulting Services. I missed her earlier, but this, everything that she has done, all of the press releases, all of the work, along with our committee, along with the staff, I want to make sure and give her a shout out as well, because she does work hard. And you can find her on social media also, Miss Kristen Wright Matthews.
Yes, and she was, when I could afford it, she was my publicist, but she's a superstar now. So yeah, I gotta wait till I get raised. All right, so listen, and once again, that phone number, give us that phone number. Take your time with it. Don't rush it, because I want people to write it down. 843 area code, right?
843-614-9925. And that will reach me personally. 843-614-9925. Our website is charlestontruckexpo.com. So we do want to put that out there as well, so that you can follow us for the next expo that will be back in Charleston in September. And this year, Geno, we're traveling. We're working on Atlanta, Georgia, and Dallas, Texas, because this is definitely a village thing.
I love
this
it.
is a nationwide. So if we don't have the Department of Education, in a couple. If we don't have the Department of Education, that's okay. Y'all call Charleston Truck Expo,
That's right.
and we're gonna help y'all.
We're
gonna
gonna create our own department eventually. We got this.
We're gonna create our.
We all we got. We all we got. But we're
If
all
they
we
don't-
need.
We build our own, right? So
I-
yes, thank you.
I
Thank
have
you to
taken up enough of your
all of
time. Listen, I love you. I'm so happy for you. I'm so proud of you. But I'm honored that you allowed me to be a part of the event, to be a vessel to bless people in the name of Joseph H. Wright Jr. and his family. So thank you. This Saturday, Kings Grant Event Center, 6 p.m. Get those tables, get those VIP tables, so you can have your bottle. You like we got a different kind of bottle service going Saturday night. Get those tables, and if you can't afford the table, then listen, just go ahead and get your ticket, or call the number, or go to Eventbrite right now.
And break out the little black dress, bring your husband out. We're gonna do some two-stepping. We might. I think they're gonna have their fans out and everything. I gotta learn some of them.
Oh yeah. Bring out fans. Get your fans and pop them fans.
That's just to have a good time and for a great cause. So once again, we thank you.
Thank you, Carissa, and what is it, Darcel, and was it Kim?
Oh. Michelle
and Kim. Thank you, ladies, for coming on. We're gonna try to run it back Friday to come back, and then we'll have the latest update. And if there are any tickets or tables left, which there shouldn't be, we're gonna make sure that even if it's sold out, we'll still give you information on how you can support this organization and the scholarship fund. Miss Carissa Carter.
Friday, if there's any tickets left, they might be able to get them on your show.
Okay, we can do that too. All right. Well, we'll talk after your meeting, but you'll have this episode. As a matter of fact, it's already up on YouTube. People can snatch it. Carissa Carter, she is the CEO of CM Transportation, and you see, this sister is a powerhouse. She is a dynamo. She is a ball of energy, but she's a beautiful spirit, and I'm sure you felt that coming through the TV screen or your phone or your tablet. All right, Miss Carissa, I love you, family.
I would, I also have to mention, this is March. This is Women's History Month, so we're also doing that too. We're making history.
Girl, okay? I ain't messing with you.
First Trucking Expo.
Go ahead
we're breaking
on.
Those glass ceilings.
Nothing that you do surprises me, Carissa. Nothing at all. So it is the sky is not even the limit for you. You just all the way.
Thank you, God.
Thank you. God bless your family. All right, thanks a lot. All right, you all get those tickets, and we're gonna sell this event. I want this event sold out.
That's right.
Before Tuesday morning. So let's make it happen. Thank you for letting me be a part of your life. As always, God bless each and every one of you, and especially you, God, most of all. Thank you for letting me do the Geno Jones Show live Monday through Friday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern, 5:30 Chicago Central Time, live in Los Angeles, and on the West Coast, 3:30 p.m. Once again, tell everybody to subscribe to the channel. I am only about 250 new subscribers away from getting a monthly check from YouTube for my media company. But my goal is to get 250,000 by the end of the summer, with the ultimate goal of 1 million. So tell everybody you know to subscribe to the channel. If you'd like to be a sponsor or advertise on the show, I'd be honored to have you as a sponsor or advertiser on the show. You can reach out to me on via Gmail, Geno Jones Show at Gmail, Geno Jones Show at Gmail. If you'd like to make a donation, a contribution to the show, platforms like this, voices like mine are so important. Black-owned media is now more important than it's always been important, but now more than ever, we see the need and the importance of having and supporting and uplifting Black-owned media and Black voices and platforms and shows like mine and many others that's doing great work. So if you like to make a contribution, if you like to make a donation, if you would like to support this show financially, you can just go to Zelle. You can Zelle me, Geno Jones, and then type in for the number 843, or you can Cash App me. Cash App is $DAD, capital D, lowercase AD, capital G, capital J, lowercase ONES, $DAD G Jones. That's Cash App. The Geno Jones Show brought to you by CM Transportation, along with our friends there. My little note card, because shout out to the Crate Group, one of the top nonprofits in America. Mr. Kendrick Bannister, another incredible nonprofit to support. The Crate Group is on Facebook, the Crate, CRATE Group, or you can just search thecrategroup.org. City Vibes Bar and Lounge, the ultimate adult night spot. 7 nights a week, they got something going on, and an all-day Sunday brunch that is phenomenal. Shout out to Kenya and Corey Williams. City Vibes, V like Victor, I, B like Baby, ES, on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Check them out. And big shout out to my friends at Taste of the Islands, Sonia and Preston, the owners. Taste of the Islands, it is the ultimate in Caribbean cuisine. Jamaican, man, or just any Caribbean. If you like Caribbean cuisine, period, full stop. It'll make your mouth water. The food is fabulous. The service is great. And Sonia and Preston, the owners, are just, they are just doing God's work outside of their business, because they do so much and give back and give so much of themselves and their business to the community, supporting the community. So make sure we support them. We have to support, be very intentional supporting Black-owned businesses, because like I said, we're all we got. We're all we need. There, that's 630 Skylark Drive. It's in Charleston, the West Ashley section of Charleston, South Carolina. So if you're in town or you come to town and you love Caribbean cuisine, Taste of the Island, 630 Skylark Drive. I think their hours are like from 11 until 9 o'clock, like every day. They're open 7 days a week. Thank you, everybody, for watching. I love you. The next live edition of the Geno Jones Show is going to be Tuesday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern. Shout out to Markel Bailey, the official barber and hairstylist for the Geno Jones Show. Check him out on Instagram, Kel B Cutting Up. He is the CEO of Designer Cuts here in the Charleston, South Carolina metro. KELBECUTTINUP on IG or Instagram. Allie Jones, the official wardrobe consultant and stylist for the show. Check out her Lexi Jones collection. LX.NCL _ on IG or Instagram. LX.NCL _ and big shout out to Bruce Gage, also wardrobe consultant stylist for the show. Check out his Mario Uomo collection on Instagram. Mario Uomo, that's MARIO. Mario Uomo is UOMO. UOMO, Mario Uomo, or Bruce Gage, GAGE, Bruce Gage on Facebook. We'll see you live Tuesday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern. Thank you for watching.
Subscribe and tune in to the next episode of The Geno Jones Show, exclusively right here on YouTube.